ɛdɛn ne kyerɛ na kwan bɛn ne ɛbɛfa so a ɛbɛyɛ sustainable sɛ ɛbɛgyina na ɛnkɔnkɔnkɔyɛ sɛ ɛbɛkɔ kakra na atiaba kakra so far nneɛma hu ni sɛ sɛnea nkurɔfoɔ ka sɛ adeɛ wei deɛ anhwɛ na anyina no sɛ nka ɛnyina a nka ɛkɔ kakra na sɛ nka ba n'akyi meboa but consistently every day dollar ne drop it. And as Bloomberg and Nanopay report to you know, it is trading at any currency no 11.9. 11.9. Mean you showing coffee bear 6 o'clock 7 minutes do. I'm gonna go 11.5. Ni just say hourly minute biano nursing. Mami ko na minimia a year DERICK EMMANUEL XATSE, why economist. Also, energy expert, finance analysis on the city no shadi. Enti minua menon beka say e bo ba ko betimi de kum no mame enza. Enyam yenu. E ban finance, energy. Ena economy ne so. Yes. Zacha otemi kan, nyame ahira wo ma ha.
Me ba penyi beje so. Na me cha no watiefo nyina.
Bibi abokode
Yankopon adaroma sene yetimi da sorry na Yankopon ma nkwa na ma frama so yetimi home na eti wona eni sikampo na otimi se from papa bi bofa ho no de na se yebeka sase na nkanya me
me hu ba 2 years ni wana me boa ase hia tema no ano no
no kra se nyina jumeje na ni bi enti facha be na me aduma one day me ba studio.
Yeni common fa Ghana currency a ye fa no cedi no. Ene dollar ne ntokwa ko amoko a ene cedi no anim abanyam ama dollar no airdrop no. Zache den esie mabintio.
Mameda studio. Se ne wadi abani de ene ni na da sorry ye ewia we dollar no ni cedi no trade at 11.9. Now, so the issue in the moment now should be a free pack around 16 to 17 Ghana cedis to $1. Now, pound we now almost 22 Ghana cedis. Now, and 16 cedis there. Now, at the past, cause all share the benefits, so currency, no, appreciate it, and I say a gaining value. Now, they compare the depreciations, I don't say, who may here say, we see the bit appreciate it because the benefit, you know. More than say a bit depreciated. Now, sign the money now before say it will arrive at that level. No, economists for BP said the forces of demand and supply. Now, I say, Lipado do say the year dollar no, at the adijuma and a dollar no, so why it will supply? From Bank of Ghana no, a dollar no, it will my economy no, it will be jumana. It's 10 dia obenya say demand for dollar no. Let's conform $1 na $1 ni be ejuma se ko kra no mafi amanone anase government of Ghana kra here dollar e ja ko tua ne ka ode e wa amanone ni nyoma no eni na demand side na supply side ni e Bank of Ghana say ono so no if e di no ma kwa amanone ko ton a dollar do don say ni etumi nya ni nya etumi inject by economy no e ma economy to be di juma na the ejuma nya sa na demand ni be more than supply e ba sa na and the my cafe you see the near and depreciating. But to see an many woman, a bank share the Gloria to come any some of the external forces. No, am I see the no, I bring more value. Let us say the dollar is available. There's a supply and you work so far. A $2 now, so did you man a year, obey wearing and your dollar. And then I might see the near and appreciate it. Now, quite very soon, I come back to Siano. Then enough forest, I refer say enough supply of dollar economy. I might see the appreciate it. One of them, free Bank of Ghana, any share are buying edit to acquire through the gold bond. No, among focus be sending or a gold reserves, now gold reserves, na akoso. And yeah, no one might see the making appreciate it because all gold now they could go accounting and I would what reason for the baby.
Oh, they are quite
and then she never appreciate it. But the Bema will see the now appreciating it says, how gold now one. What now converting it into liquid and liquid in it say what ton. A one na PMMC any gold board and first rate me and buy because the PMMC any gold board okay can be on weekly basis piano almost me ton gold close to $250 to $300 million. And it is
every week piano.
Every week piano.
What to be told saying?
Quantity of gold dollars on which we depart the economy of Ghana no close to $250 to $300 million
every week.
Every week. And it's on monthly basis, you know, it means injecting into your economy close to $1 billion. Now, so it means injecting into your economy close to $1 billion every month. There is no way because it will be here dollar at the Juma or but who the compare previously, you know, good one said on which means injecting into your economy. Not a kit to every and then social the BDCs for one crown. So $1 dollar at the craft farm go at the buy economy. This a Bank of Ghana may auction $100 million. Meanwhile, in the BDCs, you know, on monthly basis, and minimum $450 million of dollar. After what my craft farm where the Ghana has it. And this is as a true gold board. Any the PMMC, any Bank of Ghana, and she share no, almost we don't go near in a liquid forest. At the buy economy close to $1 billion, then it means that we have in excess of it. Now, excess in the bino, and now dollar no a dollar bay more in the system as a supply no across I see the no abandonment. Now, before that, you know, now Bank of Ghana super or clear the excess liquidity in the system. And then, or increase the monetary policy rate, and money for sure. The monetary policy rate, and I say, the interest rate at which the banks will borrow every Bank of Ghana. And it will increase it for 28%. You know. Let's say, no more by a day, so much now for Bank of Ghana, and if you do not go to Bank of Ghana and go and borrow, let's say, there was system, a symmetry. Now, quite back was how fast you say, or you sue the guy friend in open market operations. I know two bonds. It's a bonds in the buy or to the point, say, government of Ghana will raise money through the treasury bills that catch your excess now abandonment because among when you have the confidence in the economy and on where the HAC, the CD denominated bonds in the economy and it's a massive demand and to see the demand in the cost now also enough forest in the economy, it will ultimately push the value of the city to go up. And then I must deny the Akosro. Now, for Basano, I had the part at the Magana for because all a business person. That's all cranium at the farmer on it. That's the first, you know, who hear more cities. I said when you're $1. And then who hear small cities. I said when you're $1. And you know, what to me a cranium at the back. And it is a share economy one way or the other. No, you're import dependent. There's a champion, you say cranium money from it. A boy, a crack at the agriculture, a do idea, a phone in your mano, another pharmaceutical industry, no. Some of the products in the year from Manone, another the industry, another the manufacturing companies living. Nobody be a crack from Manone, and so all these kind of companies, you know, will benefit from the appreciation of the city. The second one is in the Fango, can be a crack refined petroleum products, Eddie from Manone. By then, amount like here, after it when they are crash and money they are bano, and the city now appreciate it, and you need little of it. And then I reflect to say, and then your fund go going in our area, and so entity because of the appreciation of the city, because the city and the exchange rate, you know, plays a crucial role in the determination of fuel prices, and then for so the Eddie brain. And it's to say, Obibeka a 9-day wonder, and then 9-day wonder. No. I was also say, a dear is Sheben a buying a dear to Quam. Bako Maja to and Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance policy Bako a dear ban and say, to see how we control expenditure. And the idea of running the reckless expenses and a reckless expenditure. No. All yes, our reckless spend is medium. And it's every spend is job will be situated, say, a idea for every break Ghana. And I say it will not be towards consumption, but towards infrastructure. Because the infrastructure, no bit my money, it's back whatever money that it is. And it is now we are not issuing too much of external debt. I can say borrowing into dollars, Debbie. It is rather in Cedis. And in among when a confidence in the economy and the city is gaining for it. And so that is the whole thing. But 9-day wonder, and 9-day wonder no. Look at Ghana for the investors and say Ghana is now a destination for investment because the will and I said the good will not economy here no about through government policy any share government and to Aquinium. Tankaya Manonea, Adiabechi, Ama Finance Minister for Akasa say or China say na no the market will respond. Now even for the market to respond on its own a government policy. So when you will ask yourself say, I didn't need to make kind budget. And that kind budget in the year no. Near could be a month for say, I dare budget in a kind of more GDO and I'm only GDO. But 10 be a kind budget every Amazon for culture and investors and culture say you will GDO budget in the it means that the market is responding. Now the budget on its own a government policy intervention. And that government policy intervention will yield the needed results for the economy.
I see. Yanko Finance Minister on you said something, sir. The Finance Minister and person best Penisika and no a famino enya effect to economies because I know, sir, some contractors, government, so Jumama agencies and the government, as a Finance Minister, Kroya and Isika na the through appropriate context normally to if the Finance Minister decides not to spend that. And no, a patch saying.
Madam Sibu, and you said the Finance Minister decided on spending because the Finance Minister, the say, who expenses must match your revenue.
Okay.
And so the cow which now raises through taxes and government revenue, so can in Aboma and your revenue. Now expenses also need salaries, need contractors, need no more best man as spending. But there is always that rule say you make sure say your budget deficit is minimal and as of achieve a budget surplus. Budget surplus in England say revenue no more than even Sika will spend it. It's a funny thing and now we are Juma. Busumi be 3,000 Ghana cedis and a 5,000, yeah, for 5,000 yeah. Now Busumi Suni 5,000. Now Busumi ni Besono. Now what you Sika Amana could do bear 9,000 and a 10,000 Ghana cedis. Now Sisiano 4,000 now Beka home Amana 9,000. Some 4,000 no. Unya for the Christmas or Kunya Fubia. Now you be aware Okocha Misika. Staff 4,000 Obenya says can I walk borrow free baby. Now baby Oko borrow Canadian bano at the interest in the beba. And it's and we immediately Oko borrow Sika. Now Sika was spending more than revenue unya ayobusu Misikano. The very BN when the budget deficit. Now paying budget deficit a cost sana. It is a negative macroeconomic indicator and world economy. Investors who say we are reckless because then I only saw Sika Busumi about 5,000. Now I come over see I the account now spend 5,000 could be 10,000. That's only a good manager. And the finance ministry they want making sure and say I am going to ensure fiscal discipline. Now with the fiscal discipline, you make sure that your revenue matches your expenditure. And it's a quite with my funds to already see your expenditure. And they say, no matter who spend so. And it's you are spending money into infrastructure. Infrastructure in the air that they are contractors for because they are always building.
Okay.
And as they are investing to an almost year to make and no fall under the capital gains of the economy. So and it's the finance minister will spend. But no matter who new for so and idea no matter if you inflate contract. That's a contract in here, $5 million. You know, be about $50 million. That excess money now back on there, $45 million. It will increase your expenditure. By doing consumption and corruption. Abra and far infrastructure and bread economy. So you are investing into a sector, a bit more generating money, more revenue, I am more. So that your fiscal, that is like your taxes, and your revenue can match your expenses. And then the idea of finance minister look at so here. And then your government send the area which you cast and government is doing. Government bet make say all the ministers, CEOs in the front, but I'm ordering the latest if you allow to that is consumption expenses. Now that consumption expenses, it doesn't yield revenue for the economy. But the finance minister, sorry, said they were investing into the next gas infrastructure to say where you are to abono. Therefore, yet another investment of that type very necessary because it will generate money for the economy. And I mean, for expanding the thermal oil refinery, it is something that will generate revenue to the economy. And I'm going to expand revenue infrastructure. And I'm for building more roads. And I said there are things into education, in technology. They are things that will generate money for the economy, and the economy will be able to pay back on its own. And it's those are the things now finance minister are investing money into it. But all classical and for every as when they say one can see NAPCO. And I say, yeah, you go to amount package and I say you go to Tonyoma, let us enjoy. That is the consumption. That consumption aspect, and a finance minister, and he say, you will not do that. Anything what the other say. Even any contractor will be signing piano, we must pass through their checks so that they will know say there has been value for money audit out my year, so that will be in fact a crime so ever be inflated contract when you're scared is free.
I see. So when the former vice president says that a binding share for deliberate policy via my year I hear this our resource we are. What you saying as economist?
Quite unfortunate. Say the former vice president, also economy, a bit Makasa. The answer Makasa say one, because even the mere announcement of policy direction is policy implementation of it. Because to me, announce say may the budget stay in there back. That is your intention. That intention gives the people and also your stakeholders that confidence who person to an amobi. And it is budget reading and I say the budget parliament and they are approved, it gives a signal to the communities and I say the stakeholders say this is the intent of government. And as our government in the bano, the part and I say the part. And it's in a room maybe the kind 2022 budget in the year, I come back enough for the Moody's need the credit rating agencies. I downgrade more because budget there was no confidence in it. Anything that forced me for party 11 in front of us. We've been downgraded for a very long period of time because just the mere announcement of the budget, are not any positive signal. Now this is where I come in. This new government, while announcing policy intervention, are almost abstracting off a lot of taxes through the budget. Our government expenses also are reduced based on consumption. Some who say the monetary policy rate, are increasing through the Bank of Ghana, and say we share, and also increasing. Now there's a new policy which is from the gold board, and I said the transformation of PMMC into gold board. They do enough trading that on weekly basis they are injecting into the economy of Ghana close to $300 million. And no Bank of Ghana used to be into the economy. Or the business me servicing the debt. And now say or business me like increase the foreign account of Bank of Ghana and I say the government of Ghana. So this policy intervention says that they are streamlining the smuggling of gold. I know that Ghana for so you say they come and on it for ton like physical currency that is a liquid forex, and who bomb my economy. But now the previous government, and you know, and instituted the Ghana Gold Reserve at the buy. The Ghana Gold Reserve policy is a policy of government, and Jabambia, or making sure the government of Ghana, which might increasing the gold reserves. And no matter where you man. But when you increase your gold reserves, now that you are not getting the liquid forex for it, where will you get the forex to inject into your economy?
Okay.
Because I said,
me too.
And I already Sikano every them. Sikano so find Yajuma, and I'll give my example. Who will go to the home, there 1 kilo, and they are share with them. And no chance to compete me. They go on for gold and when you see how they are trading. Gold ni show the mean chile say, who so let carbon things up again, they remember.
Some will go to that.
The part will go down, yes, farmer. But so to me, gold need the ecoton, now yes, Kaba Botoma, and in the Bema, Bema, so on a mobile market, me Pisca, me person to add the better amount, and as I say. So the same thing applies to the government of Ghana. Our gold forex, you know, honum, gold reserves, a be honum. But about the forex of it, through the gold board, you know, on weekly basis, we are exporting gold. I eliminated smuggling. Now you can export it from an only a then your forex at the buy economy. That forex you deposit it into the Bank of Ghana account. And in the my forex here enough for the economy. So be person they call cranioma, and don't person call craft and godibano. They have it easily available. Immediately they have it easily available, then it means that the supply for forex is higher than the demand for it. And that will cause the city to appreciate.
Okay. So, as an economist, I want you to explain Sadeway to us. Where is coming from the Gold Board CEO in response to the former Vice President Ekano. Alaska, I am waiting for you. In response to the former Vice President Ekano, this morning on Facebook, Gold Board CEO said, what is more important? Question mark Edaho. What is more important? Number one, accumulating physical gold reserves with a dollar to cedi exchange rate of 16 Ghana cedis, or accumulating adequate forex liquidity through unprecedented gold exports with a dollar to cedi exchange rate of 12.2. Alhaji Bawumia must answer this simple question. Opachre saying.
I'm saying the become brave no. Me some more or less.
And or the abano.
Na 10 years here no. Ye fe bibi wisdom. Na dansa no eni ba ku fo tire. Na obi betumi ehu beyond ebia. If I say kokumase. So be aka say there be. Ufa roader, obetumi do best 6 hours. But obetumi ka say na yemfa bicycle, obetumi ka say yen nante. But obetumi you be amana ka say there be, me yemfa flight. The flight no kwa within 30 minutes you betru. Na the caller per say yen obetumi aye asend yaba to save working hours. It is the same thing that is happening. Obi enya gold, and wodi agu dem as semi gold at them. Okwa bonti a ekom de no onya sika nto aduane onya sika ento aduro onya sika ntia ne light bill ne water bill and onya sika fan rent otimo gold da dem next we start and obi nso am making sure say gold na no no ma finding innovative means am make ma reserve the same gold na make me aton bi na me ton bi am nya sika umbotom enti se me kwa bonti na me yare a make me ato aduro make me ato aduane make me atua me rent eni bia na esi Bank of Ghana I increase the forex like a gold reserves, you know, under the NPP. I increase it, and that is true. You increase it to almost 30.
Now I see I'm 31 tons.
That is a 31 tons near now. That is a good thing. I increase it, but when I increase, you know, it doesn't inject forex into your economy because
the key answer to your problem and answer to when the forex na aba system no.
Forex
we are talking about the more dollars are aba system no.
Exactly.
Through gold export no.
Hello.
Yes, through gold export no.
Through the gold export no.
Okay.
And now enough forex. And that forex no. And now by the one was so be sound say terminal PMMC how much gold, how much forex are they able to inject into the economy on weekly basis? On weekly basis, PMMC under the previous government.
PMMC and Akufo-Addo Bawumia's government, you know.
Exactly.
We should ask them, sir.
Have they been able to inject into the economy of Ghana on weekly basis a minimum of $250 million? So far as you cannot answer that question, that means that is an innovative means. Because the new gold board now, or person continue with the tradition of the old PMMCR. And they'll be injecting $50 million into the economy, $90 million into the economy. That is not enough. but we're not blocking the smuggling of gold. No, making sure that there is a dedicated way out with my exporting gold, so that you can now sell it and Ghana will get the benefit of it. Then for answer as corruption, and now enough forex about the system. Anything I supply of forex, I am more than the demand. Anything I see in the air, I appreciate it.
Okay, so with the intervention of Gold Board, any PMMC, Wamujumadi Omudi, making sure that gold for exports will bring in more forex. Is that not it? And yes, I here.
Gold for
gold for exports will bring in more forex. Yes, I here.
Exactly, through the Gold Board.
Through the Gold Board and PMMC, Jumadi Omudi, No, how sustainable? And the side will be to be country, because the other side are also saying that the APSA predict the cedi and the dollar and Tokwano at December or in December, in December will end at 14 cedis. How sustainable? And Sadia we eka, because as we speak now, Bloomberg are reporting 11.9. Mamentio.
But that's the opinions are like noses. And the opinions, no, sorry, it must be backed by data. Now, data now they back and then say, sorry, so be ending through the APSA. Some cars be ending at 14 cedis point, like 4 cedis to $1. No?
Yes.
Or more for Bibian Chirum say, based on this and these figures, anything we are wearing, it may better. Anything we are talking based on facts and figures. Now, facts and figures, now you can watch them to see and then say, as it stands now, the Gold Board on monthly basis is able to inject into the economy of Ghana $1 billion through forex, $1 billion on monthly basis. Now the Gold Board as streamlining processes, how more cutting down smuggling. It means that more blocking crime be also be it made it means smuggle gold for the people. And making sure that they are the only way out with my exporting gold and they are coming on it. And it's gold the Brebene Stone or Ghana has and I two mine in there or Ghana has it is now going to pass through one streamlined account, which is through the Gold Board. Now the Gold Board is going to now get more gold to even export. And the more now increasing the exports, then the forex is going to increase. Unless you tell me, say, Ghana's production of gold is going to decrease. And secondly, the Gold Board, me achieving the aim, and there will be more smuggling. And when there's more smuggling, as the Gold Board will not get enough gold.
Okay.
And it's a bad idea. That means that going forward, if they are having now $250 million a week, and they by September, on your just $100 million. So $100 million by September, then it means that the gold forex, a swat, there is likely we say a bit my I have supply of it. But so far as I said, so to me, $250 million a week. I have $1 billion a month, So to me, increase it there, then it means that going forward, there will be enough supply of forex for the economy of Ghana, which will outweigh the demand for it. And it's the Basana, the APSA Bank now, Moka wants to say, and they at 14, There will be other things that they have to explain. But when you explain it, no one to me and the facts and figures backing it up. Definitely, I'll take it as just a normal thing. If you are seeing this from a different angle. But for now, based on the current statistics, through the gold export, I am enough forex in India. Everybody should be thinking, say, well, $100 in the way beyond here, how it's better you exchange it for the city to appreciate.
DERICK, EMMANUEL XATSE. Akra, what being papa. Nyamisha. Many production team, no, yeah, that's it for education out there, my area.
Miss Medawasine, Akonya, Diamama.
Well, you're economist, SOCIO energy expert. Tiniatiane say, see, I can't see this uncle where you betcha pa because you see, and I could afford about me. I'm not for Kochi gold. Okay, so I'm catching say. Time and I could find about me and the exporting gold a call. Even say Arab for hoy. I had to buy. Sato lesson, a cocoon crofobotum. $40 million. I'm on for transfer. And Crofom Cochi, Crofot last to come Cochi me. say in a week no, in the whole year no, sa group no are making $500 million through gold smuggling no. Etinipa miensa atimia for kotikwa so the gold afa Ghana shares so akoton. Na san crofo timinya $500 million ah. Na ye tikro marum na chese. Sa na de na crofo bi na hyase. Ethiopia ebia 10 million mawa. In a year no nya 500 million. Now, abandoning the deliberate policy abase. Sa loopholes ni nyina no. Ene yempe cement, jata cement ana. Na yemfa abo ene anwea yen kamfra ne yemfa ntua sa tokuro no. Nemfa aye one reference ayi bakum. Etenu anie. Etisa ni oka no. Okay. Oh, me time no. Me accumulate gold party eba no reserves na bi wo pa. Ukita gold. One ton bed that toko kwanom. Etu kokoko ura no ha. Ana wache ura na hagia. No gold da damo oti mambingodi. Ugold no ho ofe. Ti ni aba no. Je economy no aye import driven. Ni atie nyina ne se yentade aye hye enuane di about 90% ya craft am no ne ba krom ha. Etu omo kofa ne ma no. Se dollar no ho kwa atwe a na alaji ne Nigerians for no mugu krom ha omo ye no. That time na omo ne ma ba. But ene demand na first na ho na supply nko. Na ekrofo bi supply go mbotom di yom hu yie no. Jomama ban se ye nyane sa frase. Etene dollar dudu obi ankrofo pade akwakofa ne ma ba no. The central bank through the gold board PMMC jumadi omudie no omutimi meti. Conversation start here say a year trade war. Nyada mkai. Ena ba ko san ba say oh eye hwan just say ene de obi say o me reserve ntia. Then the former vice president says that, or he's saying say oh offer deliberate policy bi ama only policy bi obetimi aka. Na Alaska mo ye production bi about papa no. I'm talking about the former vice president. Na minim say